Hey, welcome everybody. Hey, it's Sunday open house. The reason it's open house is because I couldn't think of anything to actually have an interesting topic on. At least I admit it. I couldn't think of anything today. So I just figured let's have a open house and talk about some of the maybe new people that came in to the community, or have them join us and they can talk about themselves. I've opened it up to them. I've opened it up to my friends from Indio. I've opened it up to my Facebook friends and everybody else. I've said, hey, anybody come on in. Let's just have an open house, see who joins us. Maybe get some new people. That'd be kind of nice. Let's see here. Okay. Anyways, let's do a quick mic check. If you guys can hear me, because I know how difficult it can be sometimes. So give me a mic check, someone, and then I'm gonna look at the outside feed. Heavy.
Hey.
There we go. Okay. I can hear
Hi,
somebody.
y'all.
Yay.
Sibless.
Okay, great. So I can hear you. Let's see if the outside check can hear you.
Nope.
No, it looks like they can. I've got desktop. I got my little desktop audio things going. So that means that they can hear me. So, but I still like to have double verification, right? Because if not, we get too far. Drag or somebody does like a long rant, and then they realize that nobody can hear them, right? So.
Those are the best
Mike's
ones.
good. Yeah, I know, right? It's like, oh, that's awesome. And they just like, oh, shit, man. Can you do that all over again? Because nobody heard a word you said, right?
Yeah, it's usually something that can never be repeated either. It was too in depth.
It's a one-shot thing. Well, no. See, it doesn't record. Well, no, does it? It wouldn't record, would it? I would hear it, but it wouldn't record on the OBS. Okay. Still figuring all that out. But anyways, we do got some regulars in here. We've got, let's see, we've got Tony, we've got Pseudo, we got MP, we got Mike, we got Heavy, and we got EO. So, what do you guys want to talk about? Oh, look at that. Tony even has his camera today.
Oh, Steve, before you start, I do want to apologize to you. I really thought you were just trying to win a point. And then when you actually posted the last post, like, hold on, am I not getting this? That's when I actually saw you really didn't understand what I was talking about. I was like,
Yeah,
oh shit.
I never argue for the sake of
I honestly
arguing.
really thought. I thought you were really just arguing for the sake of arguing. That's why. So I really want to apologize to you. I was
No
like, what?
worries.
What is he doing? What are you talking about?
Yeah, no worries.
So
I love you,
no, but
man.
I do want to apologize to
I
you.
love you in a non-gay way. Well, maybe a little, but I mean, whatever. I mean, you're a very attractive man. What can I say? But no, I mean, I'm not a contrarian. I mean, if I feel very passionately for something, then I'm actually arguing for that point. And I'm very happy when somebody points out to me, well, I do have an issue. Like, just like the other day, in the Great Debate community, it wasn't a major issue, but I had posted something and I wasn't sure if it made sense. I didn't want to sound like Trey Jadlow, and I was talking about necessity and contingency. And I had also posted on my Facebook, and Ozzy responded to it, and he said the same thing as Aaron, whatever his last name is, Aaron Volashchik or whatever.
Conra.
No. One of the guys in the community. But anyways, he just basically said, hey, I think what makes sense, but I think you're just confusing metaphysical necessity with epistemological necessity or epistemic necessity. And I'm like, I get the difference now, right? So it wasn't like I had a huge conceptual error like Trey. So if somebody points out something to me, I'm like, yeah. Or if they just point out my logic is completely flawed, I'm like, yeah. Somebody did that the other day too. They're like, hey, you made a mistake here. And I was like, yeah, I caught it, right? You're right. So, but no. But anyways, no, thanks, MP. No problem there. Let's share this link. If you're watching, go ahead and take this link, throw it on your Facebook, throw it on your Twitter, throw it on any way you want. We've got like 20 new members recently. So, like I said, hopefully maybe they might pop in. I was gonna do the categories for the Ronnies, but nobody got back on me on that. But we can still do that if you guys get bored.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
That would have been a different show altogether, though.
Yeah, we can do the pre Ronnies.
Well, I do.
Steve, just don't set the bar too high.
Well, no, by the way, there is no bar to be set. So, no, I've already got some categories.
Well, I'm just saying, like, don't have a category for literacy, being able to actually read a scientific paper.
The most literate of the illiterate.
No, that's the Tommy Hall effect.
Yeah, I've got that already, though. I've already got that. And by the way, that's the one category that only Tommy can win. I've already decided that. Sorry. It's just nobody else can win that ever. No, I don't know. Maybe they can.
For Antonio.
Yeah, maybe somebody else can, but I think Tony's gonna got that down cold, right? But yeah, you want to hear the categories I've got so far? You want to throw out some nominees?
Sure.
All right. Well, see this.
Yeah, why are you wasting all this good stuff for off air? This is like a great on air topic.
Oh, we're on air, buddy.
Yeah, you're
We're on
there.
air.
Oh, because that doesn't say live. All right, yeah.
Yeah, we're on air. Don't worry. Okay, well, like I said, what I should have done is actually I stuck with my instinct and said, okay, we're having a hangout on the Ronnies, but we probably would have been limited to that. So maybe the Sunday open house is cool, but and I'll just put in the title Sunday open house with the great debate and the Ronnies. Does that sound good? Plus the Ronnies.
You been on?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so these are some of the suggestions I have so far. And you guys tell me what you think. And if you guys want to give me nominations, I'm cool with that. Okay. And then we'll come up with more ideas. Sound good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Sound good to me.
All right. The furthest someone has been able to stick their head up Ronnie's ass.
That's wow.
And by the way, while you're thinking about this, I'm going to give you some visual aid.
Oh no, please.
Oh,
no,
yes,
please.
yes. I have to. Come on, I have to. Come on.
Visuals.
Well, you won't be able to see it in the internal. You'll be able to see it in the external. But I have to add this. Sorry. Heavy knows exactly what
Ronnie
I'm
was that
talking about. Okay, this is for all you people on the outside. There's your visual, so you can come up with ideas. There you go.
We don't see it.
Well, you won't see it on the inside. You have to see it on the outside.
Oh, okay.
So if you're like monitoring the video,
You're gonna make me click buttons, aren't you?
pretty much, yeah.
I got like buttons.
Clickbait.
Clickbait. Can you see it? That's your visual aid to help you come up with ideas. I'm sorry to my viewers that I know all you are going to leave now. I get that. I understand. I totally get it. It would scare me away as well. Oh, we got Wild
saw
Heart.
that one. Saw that one a while back. Oh,
I got a stupid ad.
Wild Heart says I'd like to see the trophy for that category. Yeah. By the way, these will have trophies. People are making visuals for these categories. I have a group of people that have nominated themselves to do it. Pew Review has said he would help. Tal Steady, I think he said he would help, and Heavy, I know will help. So yeah. So, anyways, who do we have a nomination for that?
Who was that?
That's Ronnie.
That's from my God.
That's Ronnie.
okay. I'm traumatized
Is
now.
that really?
That is really Ronnie.
Him dressed up as a
Is
girl.
that the picture from like last week?
That is Ronnie.
Is that back in his stripping
Okay.
days?
All right.
You guys are fucking sick, man.
Oh, I know the picture. Oh no.
Was the picture
I'm now
photoshopped, or is that actually Ronnie getting dressed up?
Do you want me to be honest, or do you want to figure it out? If I be honest, you may not get it. It was neither. I didn't use Photoshop or GIMP. I did use something
All right.
online. but-
Okay, fine. MS Paint.
No, but is
Okay.
it fake? Yes.
Oh, okay, it's fake. All right.
Yeah. But it's
Oh, I
pretty.
thought it was-
But you gotta admit, it's a pretty damn good job I did on it, isn't it?
It is. I thought you hacked into his like personal browser.
No. I used a
Say good
makeover
job.
program. Yeah, it wasn't a photo editing. Well, I guess it is a photo editing type software, but yeah. But anyways, I thought I did a good job. I got the detail right. But anyways, okay. So the furthest someone has able to stick their head up Ronnie's ass. Damn, that's a hard one because there's been so many.
Ronnie himself.
No, I've got to. I'm sorry. I know this mostly is going to be Fletcher, but I've got to go with Antonio on this one.
How could you not?
Yeah.
There is no number. He takes first and second place easily.
Okay, fair enough.
He gets all the way up in there too.
He does. I mean, up to
gets
like
all the
the
way
inner
up.
colon, right?
You might as well just call that the Antonio Fletcher Award. That's it.
The Antonio Fletcher category.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, the person who
You can
received
take it all.
he could take it deep. The person who received the biggest handing of their own ass to them in a debate or engagement.
Betty.
You think?
Well,
what-
I'd have to say, I don't know, true empiricism in you. I mean, he is bent over.
What do you just want us to keep saying Ronnie over and over again? Because obviously Ronnie was destroyed in that debate. It was like not even a debate.
we gotta go with Ronnie on that one.
That or that girl that Reds talked to last night. That was a good
Yeah,
one.
we'll get into that too, Betty. Most of these probably will be Ronnie and Tony or DD, I'm guessing. But again, we
Yeah.
need more categories. But these are just nominations, by the way. That may not be the exact, person who wins. Probably though. The most amount of mutes and boots in a single live hangout.
Like, is this even a category? There's like one. You should call that the Dark Dawkins Award. That's the Dark
Okay.
Dawkins
Oh,
Award.
yeah.
Dark Darthins. Okay, so it's got to be DD on that one.
Yeah, you're right.
Who else would even be considered for that award?
Dude, I didn't say these were hard categories. Okay. They're not
He's
like they're brain
he's
teasers.
a hangout assassin.
Yeah.
He's
Well,
an
you saw
assassin when it comes to that.
you saw my video. Darvis DD destroys a hangout in under 7 minutes, right?
Yeah.
That was good. That was a good video. That was excellent.
All right.
The G-Man does it a lot too, though.
How about this one? The most amount of citations of papers from a single person that actually refuted that person's claim.
Nephilim free.
Okay, I put that as a possibility, but I think.
But Tommy's pretty big too. Yeah, I've done that to him myself.
Well, he has an effect named after him, Tally Hall effect. So yeah.
Who's that big dude with all the books that always has behind him that he's never read?
Oh, Jason Burns.
Doesn't he do papers or look at papers or I don't know?
I doubt it.
Yeah, I know that he pretends to read a lot.
I had somebody. I don't remember what it was, but there was this thread, and the person had quoted. It was one of the other forums, and they had quoted a quote unquote peer review paper from like 1901, and the person pointed out is they didn't have peer review back then. It's kind of funny.
When did peer review start?
Wasn't it like in the 50s or 60s?
Mm-hmm.
It's a good
When
question.
science started.
Or is that like when it would have been formalized?
Yeah, well, let's ask the live chat, Jade, if she's out there.
Yeah, she's old enough to know.
Are you saying she's old? Okay, this one's going to be a difficult one. So this one you have to think about. The most likely to be the parent of an illegitimate love child with Ronnie. Gender is not applicable. We're all equality here, all equal. So who would probably have an illegitimate love child with Ronnie? I'm going to say G-Man. That's my personal vote, but
Yeah.
Because he is his go-to science guy.
Does it matter who the baby daddy is?
Well, that's what I'm saying. This is for the baby daddy or baby mama, not for the child itself.
Well,
that's a different question.
Who's the child though? Is the child?
That's a different category.
Oh, gotcha.
Who's most likely to bear a child with Ronnie?
I could say G-Man.
Nah, you got to go with Antonio Fletcher again. How could he not win this award?
I know people are saying Dress the Legend in the live chat. Not sure. No, I'm kidding, Dress.
Artificial womb.
So you've got the artificial womb. That's good, dude. By the way, that's your idea for the award, the artificial womb. Make something.
With the lamb in it.
Yeah, with the lamb. Yeah. So G-Man or Antonio. Or actually, you know what? Maybe both of them. Who knows, right? They could.
It's polygamy. It could be polygamous.
Yeah, they could do some kind of like weird genetic mosaic thing. There was a baby that was born with 3 parents.
They can have a Mormon thing going.
Remember that child that had 3 parents? Okay. Now, who is most likely to be the illegitimate love child of Ronnie and that other parent?
Brojo or Zulu?
Zulu.
Oh, that's good. Brojo or Zulu? I agree. The person with the shittiest the twins. Yeah, Brojo and Zulu, the Wonder Twins. Actually, the presuppositionist twins. That's what we're gonna call them from now on. The PTs, the presuppositionist twins. The person with the shittiest rap caught on video this year.
G-Man.
You think it's G-Man?
Does anybody else rap?
Yeah, I'm just gonna go with Antonio.
Antonio's was pretty bad.
Yeah.
I was gonna say G-Man actually, at least keeps a beat.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't know what a downbeat is.
I said he keeps a beat. I didn't say he has a downbeat.
I hate to say this stuff, but Red's rhetoric did put himself out there when he did that rap battle versus Antonio. That was pretty horrifying.
I thought Reds did pretty well. He sure did.
When was the last time that MK was heard?
Oh God, a year. He
Not
shaved
this
his
year,
head
though,
and
is it?
joined a cult, and that's the last we ever heard of him. He comes into
Oh,
some
okay.
rooms, I guess, some times with. I've heard, but I don't know. You want us to track him down? Do you miss him?
Oh, who joined the
I
cult?
miss him. I miss him so much.
MK joined a cult.
Yeah, I
Okay.
want me and him to get together so we can have an illegitimate love child.
And
That's Dee Dee's long lost, right?
who would be your
Please.
who would be your illegitimate love child?
Between us,
Yeah, if you and MK had a child together.
they'd be really fucking thick.
So C Brown. Yeah, you know what's funny? C Brown
For
hasn't
me, I don't know.
C Brown hasn't been nominated for any of these, and yet he's up for Dumb Fuck of the Year. That's kind of funny.
Well, sometimes I got to brush up and watch some more videos and just see what C Brown has really done.
Well, let's see. He said that all the heavier elements, including up to element 94, was created by lightning strikes.
What?
Yeah.
And then
Lightning in a pond puddle thing.
not even exaggerating. And then I had a plasma physicist came on.
Is this true?
Yes, this is true. I had a plasma. Yeah, this is true. I had a plasma physicist come on by the name of Dr. Antoine Brett. He is a PhD in plasma physics. He'll be back on in about a week and a half too. He's been asking to come back on. He really enjoyed it, and I said certainly. He's like, okay, I'll be out of the state or out of my area for in Italy for 10 days. When I get back, let me come back on. And he explained to C Brown how completely idiotically stupid that was. And C Brown just said, what does he know? I have a paper. Yeah, I'm not kidding, dude. Not kidding. He said, I have this supposed paper from some fringe site on anti-gravity. And that was his evidence, which, by the way, it didn't say what he thought it said. It wasn't even remotely close to what he thought it said. And yet he's telling a PhD in physics that he's wrong, and yet that we've discovered that we've actually done. He actually said we had done it. He said in the laboratory we've created all elements using lightning, and I'm like, holy shit, that's a hell of a lot.
Back up a moment there, Steve. The plasma physicist you had on he was the guy from France, right?
Italy.
Or Italy. I thought he had a French accent.
No, it's Italy.
Oh, don't let Fabio hear you say that.
Yeah,
It was Italy.
He's from Madrid. But he was a professor at Stanford.
Okay. I'm wrong then. Sorry.
Yeah.
I thought it was something else then.
But the guy's smart, right? I mean, he's one of my Facebook friends, and for C Brown to go, oh well, what does this guy know what he's talking? He doesn't know what he's talking about. It's like, dude, you think lightning can produce plutonium? Holy fuckballs, man! I don't even know where to go with that.
That means every time there's a lightning strike, we get plutonium somewhere.
Yeah, we get irradiated.
No, I like how you said he's very, very smart. He's my friend on Facebook.
Exactly. Yeah.
All my friends are smart.
Exactly.
If I'm on Facebook with someone, they're smart.
Well,
My question about that.
Okay.
Oh, all right.
Go ahead.
Well, they're not on MySpace.
Yeah, no, MySpace. Yeah,
Go ahead.
the
Henry.
interwebs.
No, I was going to say right quick. Well, a lightning strike makes these heavier elements. That lightning must have been digging its way in the ground, because a lot of these things we're finding in mines deep underground.
Don't confuse C Brown any more than he
Can you
is.
explain that, Lucy?
C Brown was also still positing Walt Brown's hydroplate theory. Sorry, I just didn't say. Well, that's what the reason I had that on the brain, because that's what he said. He said you can't disprove or something Walt Brown's hydroplane theory, and somebody with more creativity than I said well, that hydroplane theory will never get off the ground, and I thought that was brilliant. Don't remember who it was. Whoever it was, you're funny. That was great. Hydroplane theory will never get off the ground. Yeah, hydroplate. It goes against everything we ever know about science, right? I mean, it's just not possible on so many different levels. And yet, Steve Brown, with his expertise in the sciences, just thinks this is a great model. So, what does that tell you?
I guess it goes if that can help explain the worldwide flood too.
Well, that's where it came from, right? The hydroplate theory supposedly.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, explains the worldwide flood, the fountains from the deep, the lunar Bukkake. Yeah. So yeah, he's
Lunar Bukkake? That sounds hot.
Yeah, you don't know Nephilim Free's lunar Bukkake theory? Where the hell have you been,
Sounds
Tony?
sexy though.
Yeah, does it involve cartoons?
Well, I think
No.
somebody
Nope.
somebody
There's fossils on the moon.
made an animation of it. Yeah, Tony, where have you been? Nephilim Free has this hypothesis, and I don't know if he came up with himself or not. Somebody says it's regurgitated, but who knows? But he definitely believes it. That he thinks when the flood happened, the fountains of the deep sprung forth, and the water shot out, and then struck the moon. And so all those craters on the moon are just these ice crystals or ice things, icicles that have struck the moon, causing the deformations, including the craters on the other side. Don't ask me how that happens either. In fact, the Geek Room just did a little video on this about a week ago or so. If you guys know who the Geek
I
Room
like
is.
the Geek Room. Okay, I remember that. Yeah, and he says the asteroids are all part of it also, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they do a show every
All
Thursday.
the water in the universe are still from Noah's flood. That's one hell of a flood.
Yeah, in the universe, yeah. There's water on the sun. It got there from Noah's flood. Okay, that's good. There
It almost
is
put the
water in
sun out.
sun.
Actually, we were really lucky.
Yeah, but yeah, I might be a guest on the guest room or the Geek Room coming up here on a Thursday. Just FYI.
Oh, the Geek Room?
Yeah. Talk shit
Oh,
about
yeah, I
people.
was going to talk to him about I was going to bring that up because Amber Bob and all them, I like all them.
Yeah.
They're cool.
Yeah. So if you want me to be a guest, let them know. They've got about, what, 250 viewers? 260 subs?
Yeah, they're getting up there. I was talking to him, but I gave him the Nephilim Free video because he didn't even know about Nephilim Free and the prostitute thing, so I gave him that one.
Oh, did you? Okay. Yeah, I mean,
I've given him a couple things to put on.
I gave them my
They're cool.
video. I gave them my video on Nephilim Free. They enjoyed that.
Yeah.
All right, so we need more categories. What's some other good categories? Put your thinking caps on, people.
The most delusional something. Delusional should be in the title, though.
They're all kind of delusional.
Yeah.
Most likely to get something right for once.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, okay.
Most likely to get something right for once.
Just once, though.
And we'll call that the Broken Clock Award.
The Broken Clock Award. I like that.
Betty.
See, this is why
Yeah.
I keep this is why I keep Pseudo around. The Broken Clock Award. What did Betty say that she could get that award for? What was Betty right on? Anything? You said Betty, heretic.
No. I just think she's most likely at some point, at some time in her life, to get something right.
Okay, so she's so fractally wrong that she's likely to get something right just because of the odds.
Yes,
Okay.
that would be it.
All right.
Yeah.
So
That whole
wrong
thing
that you're
with-
actually hit upon something that you're right upon. I can see that.
I doubt
circle.
that because she gets most of her information from Quantum Eraser, and he's not been right on anything so far.
Yeah, he's got a good point.
I love the law of perception thing.
I have faith. I have faith that she will get something right.
All right,
at
you know what?
some
This
point.
could be a faith-based answer. I'm accepting that. Betty, okay.
Atheist faith.
Well, she did get something right. She turned on her computer and logged into the hangout. Hey,
Yeah.
thumbs up on that, you know.
Mike?
I've got a suggestion for an award.
Yeah.
Worst misuse
You're really
of a
quiet.
word. The worst misuse of a word.
Worst misuse of
Worst misuse of a word.
Okay, well I might
Using
get
the wrong
that.
meaning.
I might win that every so often. What who would be the nominee for that? And do you have an example?
G-Man. Pretty much for every other word that he uses.
G-Man.
when he-
How about
Just for
G-Man and
words.
God? The way he misuses the
Vekel
word
for the
God.
use of the word intrinsic.
Vekel
the
for
very nice
intrinsic.
Dutch lady from Red's thing yesterday in the word perspective.
How does Vekel not know what intrinsic means or what?
Intrinsic. Yeah, that's another good one that comes
No,
up.
what
Yeah,
is
he
that?
doesn't know what
Darwin's
intrinsic means, and
deity.
he also doesn't know what subjective means. Or
We have
objective.
the classic Ronnie synonymous dissolved grade.
All right, I got one.
Darwin's
You know.
deity for his use of the
I got-
word good.
Oh, that's
Oh no, Darwin's deity, the use of his word criterion when he's talking about multiple things. It
or
bugs the fuck out of me.
mechanism. So criterion
He
and
used-
mechanism.
He has this thing for using singular verbs for multiple objects, and it annoys the hell out of me. But I'm a pedant, so
Mike J suggests we have a positive category by the title, "The Most Improved Critical Thinker." I think that would be unanswerable.
I like that.
I think it would be unanswerable, but most
No. G-Man did change his stance on vaccines.
that you know what I'm down with that. Most improved critical thinker.
And he's not a flat earther either.
G-Man for changing position on vaccines. Okay.
How about the
There you go.
person
That's for
more,
Mike J.
more likely to, the person more likely to deconvert someone? Their argument's so bad, and they're just such a bad creationist that they just
most likely
push people away.
Most likely to change
Deconvert.
a theist. Well, I don't want to say deconvert, but change a theist to become an atheist. I'm going to go with Darwinism on that one. Sorry.
No, God, I don't even think he is. Anyways, he's just.
I actually think Nephilim 3 is special on that one, and Jesus Saves would be another good one for that.
Jesus Saves.
Steve,
okay.
the category should be to change a theist's position, not to become an atheist, because they could just simply go from wherever they are to being agnostic. At least they pull away from it.
To become.
I think Matt Bell does a
non-theist.
good job in that.
We could call it the Buddha.
No, I'm going to say atheist. I don't care if I want to go full throttle to atheist.
No, we could call that award the Buddha, just because they're taking people away from Christianity.
I might be saying the name wrong, but Phalo, is that how you say it? Phalo Blue?
Phalo Blue.
Phalo Blue. She said, her mic ain't working right, said the Stop Clock Award. And then Mr. GPT 2010 said something about Tommy Hall for the words consciousness, mechanism, and random.
Yeah, that goes back to the other question, misuse of a word.
Tommy Hall for the use of the word anal leakage.
Tommy Hall for consciousness.
That's almost a Santorum.
I don't know. There would have to be some kind of award for Kevin G thinking that masturbation leads to baldness and blindness.
Oh, we got to come up with a word especially for him. Yeah, I have no shame. We can form the category around a person. So.
Oh yeah, we could call that one the Haggart.
Yeah.
Who's the lady from the Seventh-day Adventist? Ellen G. White?
Ellen G. White.
The Ellen G. White Award, it's for someone who makes Seventh-day Adventist claims, but claims that Seventh-day Adventists are a cult.
Is that Zulu?
That's good.
No, who does that?
No, Zulu can't do that because he is a Seventh-day Adventist.
Yeah, Matt Slick does
It's
it.
everyone who says that the 7 days are a cult, yet they will quote everything out of that playbook.
That's a very nice one.
Yeah, some of it might have been a cult or start out as one, but when I was a member of the Seventh-day Adventists a long time ago, it was just pretty much a regular church. You know, they weren't cult-like or whatever. Some of the beliefs were different.
I'm going to go with Matt Slick on that one.
I will
call that one a slick shit.
I will actually give Zulu something. You know, for a 17-year-old kid, or however old he is, he's a nice guy. He's got some problems, I think, but I think basically he's a nice guy.
Yeah, they definitely have some problems.
He's much better than us at times.
Well, do you want to call the award
He's
for
much
Kevin?
better than us at times.
Sure. What do you want to call the award for Kevin G?
The Massengill Award?
No, that should be the Ellen G. White Award. Because that's what he was doing when he was talking about masturbation.
Ah, yeah, you know what? You got a good point. All right. How about we got to come up with an award for Carlos, Jesus Saves, or Trust in Jesus. I'm sorry, not Jesus Saves. Trust in Jesus for thinking that viruses are created from homosexual activity.
The Ted Haggard Award.
Ted Haggard Award. Very
yeah.
good.
I mean, once we get a Haggard Award.
That's good. Wow.
Steve, may I suggest a category?
Yes. As soon as I finish typing this one.
Gonna be okay there, Heavy?
Dude,
That's
that
crazy,
was
though,
awesome.
right?
I mean,
That's
I'm writing
the
these
same thing
down.
they were saying when I was on the Bible Thumping Wingnut show. You know, they were saying that he said that the prostate gets activated when you
Activated.
through trauma. He said that the prostate actually gets activated.
Wonder twin gaze activate. Form of fabulous.
Yes. Wonder Twin Prostate. It's fabulous.
Oh, I'm gonna make that cartoon now.
Yeah.
All right,
Bible
well,
Thumping Wingnut Show should get their own collective.
And Doctor, they could activate their powers by docking.
That's what I was
God,
thinking.
no. No.
I like that.
all right. So what was
Mike will not be unthinking that now, will he?
it? Who had the next
Well,
suggestion?
that's what got me banned from Tommy. I made a joke about that. He immediately blocked me.
That was
Now,
Rappaport.
was that before or after you told him what docking was?
I honestly don't know what it is, but I can guess I come up with a mental picture. but
Simultaneously.
I'm just guessing. I think I know
Just
what it is.
go on
but-
Urban Dictionary.
Yeah, I'll check it out later.
Just
That's
go to
what it
go
was,
to
is
Urban
he missed
Not
Dictionary.
really.
Dawkins
Not
or
really that
Dawkins
interested.
Just don't look up Rosebud.
He misspelled Dawkins, and I gave him the Urban Dictionary
You're a
definition.
bad man.
Immediately got blocked by him.
All right.
So, Steve, you should have.
who had the suggestion?
Go ahead.
Yo, go ahead.
I did. So you should have an in 1 year, out the other award for those who are most recalcitrant and impervious to facts. That no matter how many times you correct them, they continue to repeat falsehood.
Or you could just have an award for people that don't know what recalcitrant means. But that's okay. That would be G-Man.
No,
I'm going
no,
with G-Man.
no. That's got to be the definition of the award of in 1 year, out the other. What
In
Mike just said,
year,
because that will go in 1 year, out the other.
Oh, we could
G-Man.
call it the Green Arrow Award.
The Green Arrow Award?
Goes in one ear, comes out the
Yeah,
other.
in one ear, out the other.
The Robin Hood Award.
I was trying to keep it contemporary.
Yeah, Becca would be a good nomination for that.
Is that any better? Can you hear me now?
We can.
Oh, we hear you. We hear you.
Yeah.
Oh, well done. Okay, lovely.
Is
Okay, well done me and my husband for figuring it out.
Isn't it past your bedtime?
Oh God, oh totally. I'm so tired. It's like 10:30. Work for the last half an hour. Stupid thing. Anyway, carry on. As you were. It was the Woman Hater Award.
Woman hater award. I don't know if I want to go there. That could.
I don't even know if we could narrow that one down.
Yeah.
I think. Well, I couldn't. Okay.
Oh, here
We
we
all
go.
know
Here
who
we
you're
go.
talking about.
The person who speaks the most amount of gibberish.
Taylor, you're not getting your panties in a twist, are you?
Quantum Eraser.
No, they're okay
See,
today. I've got the big ones on.
It's either QU, JJ, or True. It's hard to narrow it down.
Steve, I posted one that Mr. Crust suggested. That's in the side chat
Yeah.
or in the internal chat for an award for the most lip smacking, lisping, and fake laughter.
The most. What is it?
So the Trey Jadlow, basically.
The most lip smacking and fake laughter. Okay, that's got to be true. That's got to be Jadlow.
The most sniffling. That'd be Ronnie.
Yeah, I will keep it the most lip smacking and fake laughter award. That's Trey.
Ross would be the most in need of a lozenge.
You silly
No, I've
person.
actually got the perfect. I've got the perfect award, which is the most condescending individual award, and we're going to call it the Dawkins.
Well, that's kind. You know what? That's not. That's a given. I mean, that's just. Come on, we can get a little bit more entertaining than this. That we know Dawkins.
No. It's called. We can't award it to Dawkins, but it's called the Dawkins. He's immediately excluded.
It's like the
It's
lifetime
named in
achievement
honor
award.
of him, so he can't be nominated for it.
Which I thought had a certain level of irony.
Then he'll be pissed off and say, "Who are you to say that I can't win this award?"
God told me in a way I can know for sure that I win this award.
How about the Get Along Little Doggies Award for the one that does the most gish galloping?
Get Along Little Doggies award for most
G-Con.
gish galloping. I'm gonna go with G-Con. Yeah.
Neffy in his heyday was just
Yeah,
stunning.
but Neffy's not even around anymore. We're gonna try to keep it a little more contemporary. G-Con for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Can we give nephew a lifetime achievement award?
Yeah, you know what?
Actually, I
I'm
don't
down with
know.
that. Yeah.
It'll be honorable mention section.
Yeah.
The only reason Neppy
I was-
isn't around anymore is because he still hasn't managed to figure out how Hangouts work.
Yeah, lifetime achievement award for being unable to figure out how Hangouts work.
Yeah. After it was explained to him.
I was going to say John Smith's got a good one for the Gish Goblet.
How does he not? How does he not understand how these Hangouts work? It's not that. You change one freaking button basically, and if you use OBS,
Yes,
you
but
put a streaming code in.
Steve, the people who explained it to him are atheists.
Yeah, they think.
So
it's
when he
streaming.
goes to do it, he thinks that they're trying to get him to do something to his computer to allow them to do something to his computer. So he won't do it.
And I had a hard time figuring it out at first too, but I didn't really look at it that much. And then I was like, okay, hey, I know Tanya knows how to do this. Tanya, could you explain it? Tanya has a little video on it. Boom, I got it. With it was no problem. Once I looked at it, I said, yeah, okay, I get this now. But I didn't really bother up till then, right? Neffy's been trying for how long now, and he still can't figure it out. But he doesn't even come around Hangouts, right? You don't have to know. I mean, if you don't know how to stream, you still know how to get into Hangouts. He doesn't even drop into Hangouts anymore, right?
Oh, he's around in sort of like the
he
weapon
used
chamber
to
ones.
up until it became an issue with the whole sniping thing, and we stopped posting the links publicly.
Oh yeah, he won't ask.
Now he doesn't know how to find the links, or knows how to privately message people to get the links.
He doesn't even know how to private message people.
No, he doesn't know how to find
He
the
doesn't
buttons.
know how to go to his Gmail or to go to Hangouts.com and see that he's been invited to the Hangout.
Yeah, he has his G Plus saved as a link.
He really
and he
is.
doesn't know about the 9 little squares in the corner with the drop-down menu.
He really is a special kind of stupid, isn't he? I mean, G Plus is
I
not
thought
too-
of one.
It's not intuitive, but it's not that complicated. Oh, here we go. Here's a good award. Who's the biggest object credit giver?
No, no.
Yes.
Jungle jogging.
No, he's not the biggest object credit giver, but he just came up, says it. But
That would have to be an atheist.
JD.
In all seriousness, is Jungle Jargon really for real, or is he just a troll?
Oh, he's real.
He's for real.
Absolutely for real.
Fucking hell.
I'm operating under the assumption that his mother left him unsupervised in the bathtub.
Yeah, you know what? I hate.
How about the?
Yeah.
What?
How about the person most likely to grow up and die a virgin?
Well, that's Antonio Fletcher. That's the only one even in the
Exactly.
nomination.
I was going to say that's got to be called the Fletcher.
We'll put that down because I want to hear his name and virgin.
Most likely to die a virgin. Hang on a sec.
Oh, you could call
Is
it
that
the
the Catholic
Divergence.
award? What is it?
Oh, come on. We can come up with a better name than that.
What about
Divergence.
something like the 360 award or something? It's just something for somebody that's completely turned about face with their opinions and not even realised it. I don't know.
Fingers in the ear award. No.
Basically, somebody who would contradict themselves within 2 breaths and not even realize it. That would be Quantum Eraser again.
Yeah, that would be Quantum Eraser.
Oh, God.
Even better.
That would be Quantum Eraser for saying that there is no physical reality, but that there is an actual physical Earth and it's flat.
We've got to come up with a award for Eve Real. As much as I love her, there's got to be an award there somewhere for turning into be a flat earther.
Turning into one?
Flip flop.
Yeah.
The
Pancake.
squashy.
No, pancake award.
The pancake.
The squashy.
Award. The pancake.
And the picture we can use is the bunny with the pancake on its head.
Award. I like
Just
that.
call it the bottom of the barrel.
That's good too. I don't know. The pancake award or the bottom of the barrel. No, that's
Bottom of the barrel.
No, we're going to 2 awards. Pancake award be the greatest change. That's Eve, and then the bottom of the barrel of who actually is the dumbest flat earther in the world in
Arcane
perpetuity
Logos.
forever.
Oh, fuck.
I'm going to go with Arcane Logos.
Why does it have to be a flat earther?
Do you know anybody dumber than a flat earther?
I
I rest
have
my
no
case.
idea.
What about
Oh,
Best
the
Poe?
The creationist.
Best Poe award.
best Poe is going to Pillbox.
Oh God, yes.
Really? I think
No.
Dee's a Poe.
No, he's
No.
not.
Commando.
You think?
Don't come across him.
No,
Oh.
Commando is that crazy.
Yeah, and I don't think Commando's a Poe. Why do you think Commando's a Poe?
Because he keeps always saying it's metaphysical and it's always a perspective.
Yeah, well, he's an idiot, but doesn't mean he's a Poe. A Poe is somebody who
And
doesn't
there's
actually
been there's a few times when I've actually asked him questions, got him to giggle, and he had no response. He had no idea.
Yeah, but Trey Jadlow
broke.
giggles all the time.
But he broke from his script.
Yeah, no, I don't know. Commando could be.
He had no response.
Yeah, I mean, he could be a Poe. It's not outside the realm of reality. I mean, it's I think there's a high probability a lot of people's a Poe, but Pillbox I know is a Poe, and Rand I know is a Poe. I'm convinced of it.
Yeah. All right.
I'm not
How
down
about
with
the
the
I
Poe.
wish I was Bonson award? And we can give that to Dee. I wish I was Bonson award.
Rand sent me a message because I basically said I thought he was a con artist. And he said, well, what evidence do you base that on? I said, exactly the same amount of evidence that you base the flat earth on.
Oh, snap. Damn, dude. That's
Well,
kind
now
of
I was
harsh.
talking about the E-Real.
Savagery point +1.
I was looking up some songs, and for Eve's thing, I was just wondering, Winds of Change.
Oh, Winds of Change.
Yep, Scorpions.
Oh, like the wind blows, something changes.
Isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Take me to the magic of the moment.
Nothing like a little German rock.
Who are we missing here? There's some other people that I think we're missing here. We haven't. We still got.
Brojo needs more.
We
There's
still
only
need
one.
We still need a good one for C. Brown.
Oh fuck!
Do I need to go through the archive and see something fitting?
I mean, he's
I have to do
obviously going to win the Dumbfuck of the Year, probably, or at least definitely be nominated. So
He's going to be nominated. Like 90% of the Dumbfuckery archive is C. Brown.
How about And the Thunder Roll?
we'll think of something for him. All right. So who are some other people we need to think of things for?
That Jeranism guy, he should get something for like the most disingenuous flat earther, the flat earther that makes the most money.
What's the Poe?
The Serendipity Award.
No, that's
because now you have the troll literally living under a bridge.
What?
Oh, that's true.
Really? Well, Jeranism is homeless, and Rez, when he revealed that, was like, "Oh, I don't know if he's living under an overpass or something," and I just joked and said it's fitting that the troll is living under a bridge.
Oh.
That's rather serendipitous, so you can just call it that.
Well, he makes money on the internet, so in the interwebs.
Not anymore.
No, his fundings went to shit. When people
after YouTube changed the rules, he's probably making square root of nothing compared to what he was.
And I think people are realizing that he is a Poe.
Hence why he went homeless.
Yeah, I don't know what was the final straw.
Why did he
Do you
just make
remember?
videos about feminism?
That's popular nowadays.
Or he probably will. Feminist flat earthers. There's something.
You wouldn't exactly get a lot of ad revenue for talking about a topic as controversial as that.
What was Geranium's final straw with Reds that actually just kind of killed his whole cult thing going on?
Well, he had the whole rocket thing against the rockets not getting into space.
No, but I mean, there were so many people leaving him in droves, and I'm trying to remember what happened. I just don't recall.
Well, he and Jeranism did a debate, and he did it in a really kind of nice. Red had obviously done his homework and had prepped up for what he was going to show.
Rez restrained himself, basically.
And he went through this and just destroyed him point on point on point on point, especially with the curvature of the Earth thing, which is obviously the main thing that Jeranism tries to focus on. Mm-hmm. And you would have to be in real denial not to see the fact that what that guy's talking about, he just doesn't know what he's talking about.
Yeah.
How about this one? Somebody mentioned this one, Wildheart, copying about answers from Google. It's the greatest use of plagiarism. C. Brown.
There you go.
Without question.
The Homework Award. Sorry, that's probably a bit too specific.
The ATP Mayonnaise Award is the person who speaks the most amount of gibberish. We're going to call that the ATP Mayonnaise Award.
Yeah, that was Christian Smith's contribution.
Yeah. Thanks, Christian. Hey, Christian Smith, why don't you ever join us anymore, man? He doesn't even come in here. He'll go to like Renee's hangouts and shit, but he doesn't come into here.
Well, I can't think of any examples, but what about the dumbest non-theist arguments?
Yeah. I mean, there are some.
Anything that Stizer espouses from his mouth.
You know, it's so funny though.
I think
I'll just say real quick that like some of the that I think are just absolutely dumb arguments. I'm finding out people are arguing. I actually had people like atheists or rocks or atheist stuff or babies or atheist stuff, and it's like everybody's like, yeah, that's stupid. But then I have one or two people on this other forum going, no, why can't they be? I'm like, wow, that to me it's such a goddamn stupid thing to say, and yet they're fine with it. They're like, oh yeah, rocks are atheists.
And that's how subreddits are born.
Oh, the Bionic Dance Award, basically.
The Bionic Dance Award, yeah.
Yeah.
Have we got anything for the Abstract Award? Someone that only ever reads the abstract of a paper before trying to present it as evidence.
That's the Tommy Hall.
That's everybody.
Tommy Hall Award.
Okay.
That's everyone does that.
Well, let's have the Bionic Dance Award.
You could never hand an award to one person for it.
The Bionic Dance Award would be somebody who.
John Smith just gave me a 3-hour video.
With the dumbest argument. Who has the actually self-refuting dumbest argument?
Talking about an atheist or theist?
It doesn't matter. I'm gonna go with.
It doesn't matter.
I'm gonna go with G-Man for his God's argument, his natural God argument.
I'm going to go with Outbound.
What is Outbound argue?
Outbound argues that if he basically the reverse of what G-Man argues, that he can be an atheist by making himself his own God.
That's fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Actually, that's a pretty good one. I'm going to go with the nice Dutch lady that tried to argue the fact that the southern stars do a 360-degree loop around the Earth, rotating on the pole star, whilst not creating straight lines in a time-lapse photograph. I mean, what the fuck?
It traverses the horizon without traversing the horizon and can be seen in multiple places at the same time. What?
I really think that Red's let her off the hook a little bit too much on that one, because I was just going, what? How does this work?
I was going to call it the Quantum Idiocy Award.
The only way I can imagine what she's saying happening is she was like literally like on the event horizon of a black hole, right? If you're on the event horizon, then you'll see, if you look forward, you can see the back of your head, right? So you can maybe see two stars. I get that, right? But other than that, how does that work, Betty? I don't understand how you can look one way, see a star, look the other way, see the same star, look to the north, see the same star, look to the south, see the same star. No.
Well, no. South
Magic's
has
CGI.
In their world, South has four. It's south. Whichever way you go towards the edge is south.
Well, you know what? I think certain people, maybe like Betty, their brains are just wired differently, and in their head, they're visualizing something that the rest of us can't visualize because they have just warped thinking.
I like how she laughed too. She laughed at him like, "Oh, you don't get it, crazy."
Yeah, because I'm thinking maybe in her head she is seeing something that we're not seeing, or thinking she's seeing something we don't see. Right?
I think she's just lonely.
I was trying to work out how you can have a rotation. At the North Star, a rotation towards the southern pole, and still have it traverse the horizon.
You got to be on a lot of acid.
Yeah, that was pretty much it. And also realised that technically, under what she was describing, the southern star should be below the plane of the flat Earth. But that was just me.
The Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds award. I think Jungle Jargon's pretty stupid for what he said about we don't make babies. How can you make a baby? We don't make babies.
Oh,
try and make a baby.
You can't make a baby.
It's better than that. He thinks that you have to develop genes on both sides of your body to maintain symmetry. So morphological changes through gene expression would have to change simultaneously on both sides of the body.
I remember that hangout, and Fiona actually like got up and started knuckle walking around the room while Cliff Jumper was just sitting there watching her do this.
Oh, I hate
What's the
I
name of
miss
that hangout? I have to watch that. That sounds painful.
It's pretty special. That's one of the reasons why I was asking if Jungle Jargon was serious, because there are certain things. Because he's not as stupid as he sounds.
He is.
He is. No, you're way off on that one. He really is.
No, I'm not joking. I was really listening to what he was saying, and the carbon 14 thing. He was waiting because he realised as soon as they said carbon 16 that he was talking about. And there are little things, you know. He's got. I don't know.
Carbon 16.
There's something.
Matt Bell needs one too. Don't forget about the Scotsman. Come on.
Oh, you're right. We got to come up with something for Scotsman.
Bell End Award.
head
The most
vagina
contrarian person in the community.
Just the No True Scotsman Award would suffice.
You could just call that one the Kalam. Because that's all he obsesses about.
Can we get schlong and kolom in the same word?
You need something to go with his forehead.
Insert shalom here.
The most anatomically incorrect person. I mean, he's got a vagina on his forehead. I mean, that's just.
You would have gone to the doctor and got the thing looked at and fixed by now.
The greatest inversion.
Yeah, the irony is his forehead looks like a vagina, but every single time he speaks and his avatar pops up, you see a dick pic.
Really?
Oh, back to 8 Mile again. How can 6 dicks be such pussies?
Yeah, I don't know what word to give him.
Okay, that just made me lightheaded, dude. That was too good.
Mike, I can barely hear you.
Yeah, it's because the headset I have, it's kind of junk.
Remember that movie Nothing But Trouble? With Dan Aykroyd?
Yeah.
Where whenever you look at him, he'd have a dick for a nose.
Oh, they were sitting around the dinner table and he had to do a double take or something.
A Spurkismo or the flat earther Spurkismo. What's his name?
Spokismo, yeah.
Yeah, so.
By the way, he's definitely not British.
Oh, he's not. Well, I was just about to say I couldn't believe that he was British, but what is he then?
I don't know, but I'm denying the fact that he's British.
Hey, that should be the name of the award. That should be the name of the award. He's definitely not British.
Yeah, I can't believe he's not British award.
Yeah, there you go.
No, I can't believe he is
Or
British.
I can't believe he is British. Yeah.
If it's I can't believe he is British, then that would go to Stizor again.
I don't know. Where's Antonio Subarats from? Because he sounds.
He does live in this country though, doesn't he? I heard.
Yeah, but he sounds Dutch.
That's who I was thinking of this whole time. For the past 5 minutes, I've been thinking of who is that guy? Antonio Subarats.
I think he's up
I shall
north.
smile at you. I shall smile at you like this.
Names that haven't been said in a while. Whatever happened to Raspberry? Richard Raspberry, I think his name was.
He's
just degraded.
That's kind of an old story there.
No, he tries to like involve himself every now and then. It doesn't work. The second somebody figures out who it is, they just block him.
But if anybody ever does come across a copy of Wasp on the Moon, buy it. Jade's looking for a hard copy.
Although I know who you mean now.
Very,
Yeah.
very, very.
There are no hard copies.
Yes, there are. He sold 3.
3.
Oh, 3.
Now I'm
Did
suspecting
he
a
make them
minimum print
himself?
run.
No, they got sold on Amazon. And then it got pulled, so they had to make 3 copies of that book.
Oh.
What's it filled with connect the dot drawings and
I couldn't bring
coloring
myself to
books?
read something like that. I just couldn't do it. Sorry, I'm actually looking something up as you guys are speaking. So
I'm trying to work out
about
if we
one
can pat your
from,
beard, Steve. Because I
Mr.
think it's
Intelligent
there.
Design. We got to get something for him.
The Egghead Award.
The Satellite Award.
No.
We
Best
gotta have one for
PowerPoint.
Edgar. Yes.
Oh, no. Actually, to be fair, he does do practical experimentation.
Yes, he does.
So why don't we wrap an award around some of the really wacky type of experiments that some people try to do to prove their point?
how about we just give?
Because I think that's actually the most interesting.
How about we give him the participation award? Thank you for participating, but your experiments suck.
No,
Yes.
best PowerPoint, because then at least you can also put in
Worst
Rumpus.
PowerPoint.
No, best, because then at least you could throw in Rumpus for his diagram that he had, and you could also put in General Han Solo.
Oh yeah,
And Steve, because they all had PowerPoints.
I like the participation award.
Well,
And
that and the PowerPoint.
Yeah.
2 different categories.
At least when Edgar shows up, he's prepared. You know, he's got a PowerPoint. He's got books he can get on Amazon. He can explain all this stuff in Drews' point. Yes, he actually does experiments. One of his books explains how you can do it too. You know, at least he has this material together. He's just not pulling it out of his ass.
Well,
And
he
it's
has the
awesome
material
that he
together,
actually
he's
found
pulling
it, you know?
Everything else out of his ass, I'd say.
Hey, by the way, off topic real quick. The doctor, I don't think that person, Resurrected, is understanding what you're trying to tell them about evidentialism. Just FYI. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Vaguely.
On the thread about evidentialism, what the Resurrected says that, you know, that we're never justified to hold a position without proper evidence, right? Basically adhering to Clifford's principle. And you gave an example of the patient. I don't think.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, he's not understanding you, or she is not understanding you in any way whatsoever. It's so funny. I've noticed these people, they get fixated in certain thing, and then they don't look at the bigger picture, and then they think everybody else is kind of like wrong. It's like you're not even understanding what the doctor's saying. So why don't you actually figure out what he's saying?
The forest through the trees syndrome.
Yeah,
yeah.
Exactly.
It's people get kind of bogged down in these mantras that they've heard before, like you know, the absence of evidence is evidence of absence, but they don't really grasp it or understand it. And so when somebody comes along and counters that idea, they don't really know how to cope with it.
Yeah, well, any defeater, right? I mean, it's just like people that would hold like JTB. You know, you throw in the Getty Air problems, and they're like, "Oh, what's that? That's bullshit. It's just all you have is JTB." No, you don't. That's why philosophy is like so, you know, way out there.
Philosophy is about fucking your shit up. That's what it's about.
Because, you know, it makes you think, and these people are myopic, and they don't think. They don't look at different scenarios. You know, they don't realize that the question isn't, you know, should we believe things without evidence? The question is, are we justified to believe things without evidence for various reasons?
Well,
right?
Immediately justified in that belief, because like you could, with the patient example, say that you have a bunch of background evidence and background understanding about the development of drugs that you could be justified in thinking, you know, this is my best shot, so I may as well take this drug.
Yeah, but even without,
but you have no evidence for this drug.
But I would say the background evidence is not even so much for the drug. The background evidence is the fact that we do know that the positive thinking helps expedite healing. That's actually, we do know that. I mean, I don't think anybody would disagree that people that you know, have a positive motivation, positive outlook, that you know, want to get better, generally do better, right?
Yeah.
It keeps you motivated.
Yeah, it keeps you motivated. I mean, there's a lot of different reasons going on it, but I don't think anybody would argue that you know, our mental state doesn't have a physical factor. I mean, it certainly does. If you're down and depressed, I think you're in a more weakened state.
Yeah, you get stressed out in your stomach.
Stress,
you know,
exactly.
Ulcers, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Oh, we got to get the HT and the Hillbilly Christian something.
The Hillbilly Christian. He hasn't been around a while. He dropped in the other day once. First time I've seen an Azies. All right, so wait. So the HT Wicks. The
most
award
amount of times talked about themselves in the third person.
I was gonna say,
whatever the award is, it has to be the
we'll just call it the
HT Wicks Award.
The third person award.
No. If you're gonna call it the H.T. Wicks Award, that would be the H.T. Wicks Award.
Oh, you're right.
The H.T.
Because his name is the H.T. Wicks.
Yeah, so
it would be the H.T. Wicks.
The H.T. Wicks Award for not being able to figure out a first person. It means
Yeah, the first person award.
Now that you mention it, it seemed like there'd be something about the most shot down award or the person most shot down or something. He was throwing out a bunch of stuff a couple weeks ago.
What, sexually or?
There was myself and some other people got in the conversation, and we shot down everything he brought up. Everything.
Yeah, that's hard to.
Well, that'd be called the Red Baron Award.
There you go. Yep.
Ozzy.
That's good. That's good. Fighter pilot.
For being shot down.
The most.
That was a good one.
Who wins that?
The H.T. Wicks.
Oh, the H.T. Wicks. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, he was the one that made me think about that, because it was a recent thing. Wildheart said the Experimentation Award for Mr. ID. Experimentation.
Yes, experiment. That's good.
Experimentation Award. Mr. Intelligence Design. Okay. Okay, I think we got enough categories. Oh my god, yeah, we got a lot of fucking categories.
Yeah, we're kind of going crazy. Well, we don't want to leave anyone out that deserves it,
Well, I'm trying to think who else is on the Clown Car Posse side that probably deserves an award. Oh, we got to give one to Sean. Definitely for Sean.
There you go.
What's good one for Sean? Has to do with water.
The H2O No Award. Oh.
The H2O No. The H2O. I like that actually. H2O No Award. Sean for not understanding basic water chemistry. I like that. The H2O No Award. All right, I think we've got enough.
Who said that radio waves degrade in sunlight?
That was Eric DeBay.
Okay.
Yeah, he didn't use the word degrade, but
No,
I
turned it into that. I know that one.
Yeah, he definitely implied it. Yeah, that's pretty damn stuff. Oh man. Well, I think DeBay is completely a Poe at this point. I think he's just taking these people for a ride. He just comes up with this stupid shit. When he said that nuclear weapons aren't a real thing, he actually has to believe that every country in the world is in on this,
Anybody watch the discussion with Nature Hacker on Geo Streber's channel the other day? About some guy was talking about cold fusion and didn't understand that nuclear fusion and nuclear fission aren't chemistry.
Well, they're nuclear chemistry in a way. They call it nuclear chemistry.
Yeah, I'll
But they're two different things.
copy link, see if I can post it somewhere. Oh, actually, I'll put it in the chat here.
Don't you think maybe we should dig in ourselves too? Like have awards about us that are stupid, or the ones that you guys that are more into the more prominent. No, they're gonna do their own awards on us, aren't they? No, or do you think they will, or they're just bullshitting? They never get around to it, do they?
They'll never get around to it.
They never do. It's crazy. Like this is gonna be the 4th year, right? For the Dumb Fuck Awards. 3rd year. And they keep on saying that they're going to do it. We're going to get them. We're going to make a show for them. Steve
Yeah, but
McRae's
that's
going to be on the
because
top.
G-Man's going to go make the Dumb Boink of the Year award.
Yeah.
Because he can't say fuck.
You're right.
Yeah, exactly.
The dumb F word.
No, it's Boink. He said it in videos. They voted and they gave someone the Dumb Boink of the Year award.
Yeah, and there's nothing even in the Bible that says anything bad about bad language. There's nothing in the Bible that says bad language.
I'll make my point again. I believe it's Paul who uses the word scubala, which is shit.
Well, again,
But it's not bad to say it,
words
though.
don't have intrinsic. Well, actually, if you're a theist, you can say words have intrinsic meaning. Actually, maybe if God spoke certain words that had magical powers, wouldn't that be intrinsic meaning to him?
Yeah, it's like a wizard. Maybe we should
You're
give
a,
Jesus his
you're a
award.
wizard, Jesus.
Maybe we should give Jesus an award this show.
Well, he won the. I think he won the award for the greatest hangout.
Yeah. Oh,
That
nice.
was bad. That was bad. Sorry, Jesus.
I was
I'm
trying
so
to think
sorry.
of one too, but you beat me.
Yeah, I'm so sorry, Jesus. Don't.
I think he'll forgive you.
Yeah, I've just lost 4 more viewers. Okay.
That was good.
Sorry.
That was so good.
Do you like that? The hangout. Hangout.
That was good. Wait a second. Wait, there it is.
Yeah. All right. So, anyways, I know we have a light audience today, more than usual. We don't even have 50 people watching for a Sunday show, which is odd. But I know we are up against the Eighth Experience right now. I get that. I ran late today. I couldn't figure out anything, so it happens. But if somebody wants to call into the Eighth Experience, no, I usually watch it later on, anyways. But I have been watching G-Man's riding bike around New York. I found that to be interesting.
Yeah.
He keeps getting lost and doesn't find these ISUPTKs or whatever the hell they're called.
Yep.
Is he geocaching or playing Pokemon Go?
Neither.
Right. He's playing Black Hebrew Go.
He's playing Black Hebrew. Yeah, Hebrew Israelite Go.
Has he not heard of a thing called a GPS?
He doesn't know where these guys are located. They keep telling him they're one place.
I'd do the same thing.
Have they figured out he's the village idiot? And if you just keep misleading him for like, oh yeah, tell him we're down in this corner, he goes over there.
I love it when he was riding on his bike and he had the flat tires. Like, oh, my tire's flat.
Okay, just FYI, the people in the live feed, are you guys had enough of Ronnie's picture here? I believe so, right? I won't subject.
It's been up the whole time.
Yeah,
that's probably why you don't have a lot of views, Steve.
Yeah, I won't subject you guys to it anymore.
You scared them away.
That picture is just
disturbing.
Ugh. Skin crawl.
Well, you're right. He does make videos like that.
Right.
125th and Lexington.
He
Still no signs of it.
Yeah. Two full videos are going, hey, I haven't found them yet. I have not found them yet. Hey, by the way, guys, still not finding them. It's like, wow, this is like I honestly, I obviously didn't want to get hit by a car or anything, but just maybe a nice bike nicking him or something would have been kind of enjoyable to watch.
Can you get a GoPro?
Bike courier going past me yelling at him to get the hell out of the way.
It's like Wizard of Oz.
Could you imagine one of those guys that's telling them where they ain't? They're kind of in the alleyway and they're filming him as he goes by. Oh, look, there he goes again.
Yeah. So they got someone on the next alley too. Like I guarantee he'll be hitting here about 2:30.
Hey, Lucifer Almighty, I'll send you the picture direct. Okay, do what you will. I don't judge, man.
Right. Make my screensaver. That'll be my alarm clock. My alarm goes off in the morning and that picture pops up.
I'm awake.
Yeah.
No, set it for too much internet.
Yeah, right.
Too much internet for the day, then force you off your computer.
Yeah, I need that too.
I posted this on Facebook, and not a single one of my Facebook friends has dropped by. What is up with that? What?
It is Sunday though. Sunday's a hard day though.
And it is a nice weekend.
I've got like 100 people I know from India because I lived there for almost well over 20 years. And not one of them. I don't think they get the mess. I don't think they see my post. I actually asked the other day, how many people see my post? I got like 12 responses. I used to get like 50 to 80 likes. Now I get about 4. But I will point out.
Did you say India? Did you say India?
Indio, California, next to Palm Springs. But the most amount of likes, my picture of my daughter's softball team got 17 likes. And somebody creeped me out because they said, "Is that high school?" I'm like, "No, that's 6th fucking grade." That's a little scary.
Oh, I get that with my niece. My niece is the same height as I am.
My
I'm
daughter's
6'1".
taller than my mom. Yeah.
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 And my niece is 13 years old.
Yeah, my daughter's 11. She's taller than my mom.
Yeah, my daughter's 11 too. She's tall.
Yeah, they look. I mean, I gotta admit, this picture, they look badass. And I know some of the teammates. They hang out with my daughter. They're pretty. What's the word? Not mean, but they have attitude.
Competitive.
They're definitely competitive. Yeah, they definitely are competitive. No question about that.
Yeah, I want my daughter. Well, my daughter wants to play volleyball, but I don't want her to play softball because I always get afraid that a ball's gonna come hit her, like bust out her teeth. But I know that doesn't happen. It does. But
I posted another picture. You know how they have those things come up on Facebook? Celebrating a year, 2 years, whatever, right? This is celebrating 5 years, which is kind of funny. I've actually known this person for 45 years or something like that. And one of the persons wrote, "She is the one that writes the most beautiful things. Sure, she touched your heart. You're lucky and blessed to have you a friend." And I wanted to write, "She's touched more than my heart," but I don't know how creepy that would be.
yeah, there's always someone that does write very awe-inspiring stuff.
I don't think she would get upset by that, but I mean, it's kind of like I'm like, yeah, well, we used to go out. We were what do the kids call it nowadays? Fuck buddies.
Yeah.
Friends with benefits.
Friends with benefits. Yeah. You
Or
got
actually,
She's
no,
cute, isn't she?
Netflix and chill.
Have you seen the picture on my Facebook? She's cute, huh?
I don't
Is
recall
that the one in jacuzzi?
No, that was
you're
my.
asking, you're asking me to remember something? Uh-oh.
No, the one in the jacuzzi. That was my girlfriend from high school.
Yeah.
I don't think I'll write it because reasons.
Oh shit, my battery. We must all be tired today.
Yeah, it's this is kind of well, that's why I kind of want to have an open house. Nothing too heavy or anything. Nothing too philosophical. But I was hoping that more people would join us from the new people from the Great Debate community. We added 30 new members or something recently, and try to get some of my Facebook friends on. But for some reason, I don't think they get the message. I know a lot of them would join if they got the message, but they just don't see it in their feed anymore.
Well, I can give you something slightly heavier if you want it.
What's that?
It's we just had another attack here in London.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
That was horrible.
Yeah.
That's the second one in a couple of weeks. And I'm just left wondering with what happened in Manchester a couple of weeks ago. There's been a lot in the news recently about how the police are taking forward all of those all of their investigations and whatever. And there's been a lot of arrests, and there's been a lot of houses looked into and checked out. And I'm just wondering whether we should start expecting quite a lot more. One of the things about this attack yesterday was that the bombers, the three guys that did it were wearing fake vests, fake bomber vests. Now,
really?
Yeah. They were wearing
absolutely no commitment whatsoever.
Fake suicide vests, and that's where I'm thinking that's where it gets really interesting, because how easy is it to produce a vest that just looks like a suicide vest versus you've got some suicide vests but you just haven't managed to put the bombs together yet.
Yeah.
Which does suggest to me that there are people out there that are getting very worried. They're getting very worried that they're going to get caught before they've had the chance to do anything because the police are closing in on them. So, in theory, should we be expecting a lot more of these little side
Like feeler,
attacks.
they're like feeler attacks. To see if
Or side attacks. People who have been expecting to do something really big feel they've no longer got the time to do it because the police are going to come and get them.
Let me ask
and
you.
Should we therefore expect it?
Yeah, probably. But let me ask you, what is the end goal? What is the goal that these people, these terrorists, are expecting? I mean, what is their motive for doing these things?
You know as well as I do
to get on
the
TV.
motive of the Islamic State. I haven't got a clue. What is their motive? Is it world domination, or is it just to screw things up and scare the hell out of people?
I have no idea.
What is their motivation? I don't know.
Yeah.
I would think they would have to have some kind of like bigger goal in mind than that. It seems like, these are cowardice acts of heinous things that people do, and I just don't think people arbitrarily wake up one day and say, you know what, I'm gonna go blow up a bunch of people. I'm gonna go run into a bunch of people. I don't know what would happen to somebody's brain to do that. I think that they have some kind of ideological point to be made, but what it is I'm missing it.
Absolutely, precisely. It's very unclear exactly what is their motivations other than hate.
Which is a motivation, but what do they expect to be changed? I mean, if their motivation is hate, they're not changing anything. They're only adding to it.
Yeah.
Well, I think
Maybe that's part of it.
Seems
maybe that's
to me.
part of it. Maybe they want that war.
Maybe they just want attention they never got when they were younger, and someone.
Mommy and daddy didn't, give enough attention. Speaking of
Or
mommy
maybe
and
they gave
daddies
them
that
too
don't
much
give enough
attention.
attention, hey, there's Sokka. His parents didn't give much attention either. That's why he ended up being a sock.
Yeah, well, he got lost in the dryer.
A 50-year-old virgin.
Or was that his
50-year-old
twin?
virgin
No,
was
his dad was doing his business,
mess
and the
with you.
sock actually got pregnant. That's how you got Sokka count. That's a story.
What the
There is one thing
fuck?
that I would pick you up on, Steve. There's one thing I pick you up on, Steve, and that's the use of the word coward.
Yeah.
I know that we can look at it in that way, and it looks like it, and we would describe it that way. I think the people that do this see it totally differently.
Oh, of course, they think they're being brave. Sure.
That's another aspect.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Which is disturbing in multiple different levels.
Remember the guy that was Batman's mentor or whatever? He had some kind of odd name.
Ra's al Ghul.
Yeah, and he would do things kind of like to show the world that they are not prepared as they think they are to fight for themselves or something. He had some kind of really warped thing. And I wonder if these people were kind of looking at it like, well, we're going to show people that, they're not prepared to defend themselves or their country.
Yeah, like a mass cleansing type thing. Cleanse the weak from the herd.
I don't know.
When they're the weak.
You are not prepared.
But if they've got God on their side, they are the strong.
Well, okay. As another thing, I mean, I'm not. Everybody knows I'm not anti-Islam. I'm not Islamophobic or something like that. But I mean, I see huge issues with Islam. I just do. I think that it's not a religion of peace. I don't think it was ever meant to be a religion of peace. And I think that the people who claim it's a religion of peace are kind of deluding themselves. Now, that's not saying that all people that are Muslim or follow Islamic religions are terrorists by any means. No, of course, they're really great people. But the heart of the religion, to me, seems very, very violent, and I don't know how you get around that. So this surge of immigrants in places like London and in Britain, I think it is a cause to be concerned. Does that sound like an Islamophobic though?
No, it's a judgmental religion. It definitely judges the masses. If you're not with them, you're looked down upon.
Probably no different from original Christianity.
Yeah,
true.
I think the one that you could say doesn't do that is the Jews. In effect, I mean they just basically keep themselves to themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you look back at their original stuff and the history from the Bible, it's full of fucking killing people who just get in their way. And so it's like, hey, who knows? Who knows? They all have those sorts of things, don't they?
Yeah, now they just make movies that bomb.
Yeah, I mean, I've been reading up on a little bit on what's been going on. I read the news every morning. I don't understand the politics over in Britain very well. I don't understand how things are done over there, and I certainly don't understand these terrorist attacks, what they're going for. I just don't.
But I mean, to talk about politics, I don't think anybody in Britain understands politics at the moment. It's all completely fucked up. We've got an election on Thursday for no bloody reason whatsoever, and we've got a prime minister that refuses to debate and refuses to speak to the press and,
Yeah, they're not.
and radio and whatever. It's really weird.
But the prime minister
The
isn't
whole
required to,
thing
right?
is really weird.
But the prime minister
What?
isn't required to, right? The prime minister, if I correct me wrong, is only has to go in front of the parliament and get asked a bunch of questions and has to answer them, kind of stuff, right?
Oh no, it's an election now. This is an election.
Oh, for an election. Oh, for the election, she doesn't.
This is an election. We have an election for the new government on Thursday.
And they won't answer questions from the press.
She has not been in for any debates with everybody else.
That's odd.
She has decided to stop doing radio interviews. They've worked out every time she opens her mouth, she fucks everything up.
Oh, so she's kind of like the.
She's a liability.
She's a Sarah Palin of Republicans, then.
She is a complete liability, and she's shit anyway, and so's her party. But they think that they've got a landslide victory coming up, and I'm hoping to hell that it's all going to really fuck up for them.
Well, yeah. Well, people thought Trump didn't have a chance, so I'm telling people don't count your chickens before they hatch, or as my dad used to say, don't calculate the process of your juvenile poultry before the process of incubation is thoroughly materialized.
Yeah, I think the key thing to say about what you said earlier is that this isn't about Islam. This is about Islamists.
Yes, I agree.
The real fundamentalists who are basing their ideas on their theologian interpretation of what the Quran says.
But do they think that's going to get people to change their position and say, "Oh yeah, these people are bombing people. I want to become a Muslim now"? How does that work?
Well, it'll work if they manage to take over and they say, "If you don't become a Muslim, we're going to fucking kill you."
That's their mindset, but I could tell you right now, I don't know how it is in Britain. If that was the mindset in America, we would fight to the death before we let that happen.
Well, that's exactly what's probably going to happen. Or they actually take over based on democracy,
which
they manage to get so many people up into Parliament that they have control.
Yeah, I've read things that
and
say
then
that
they'll do what it is that they want.
But I've read that some people have advocated that's possible. Some people have advocated it's not really plausible. I don't know. I mean, Godless Girl used to advocate that is a extreme possibility that within the next couple of decades it would be primarily Muslim and that they take over democratically. I don't see why that is completely impossible. Countries have that happen all the fucking time. Look at history.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I mean, by 2050, there are models that say by 2050 the majority, over 50%, could be Muslim.
Yeah.
If immigration carries on as it is, but I don't think that's going to happen.
Well, see, I believe in a melting pot.
These lot are just trying to do it faster.
Yeah, I believe in a melting pot, but I mean, you can't have a slide to one end of the spectrum or the other, right? If that's what a melting pot is, you can't have a primarily one group come over and take it over. I mean, what's the difference between like America being a melting pot where we have people from all over the world, or all of a sudden we just say, you know what, let's let all of Mexico into California. Now all we did was annex California to Mexico. There's a difference between matriculating a bunch of people from different places and saying, okay, I want as many people from one particular group to come in. That's not feasible to me, because that's just a takeover. How is it any different?
Yeah.
Because if I'm wrong on that, I'm happy. I mean, please point me out. But that's the way I'm looking at it.
Yeah, from what I interpreted of what you said, I don't disagree at all.
Yeah.
Wasn't it already kind of like that anyway in California and the Southwest?
Well, I mean, it isn't. I mean,
very, very high Mexican population.
In down south, like in San Diego and stuff like that. But see, so far the people that come here, they at least try to assimilate, for the most part. It's not all people thinking that as much Hispanics, crime, and all this. Yeah, that comes with it. But I think most people that come across the border really do want to assimilate. I think they have reasons to try to become Americans. I get that. But that could change really quickly, right? We could obviously have a large group of Mexicans coming over, and basically Southern California would be annexed out. It's not outside the realm of possibility. The demographics change. I mean, we've never had countries, things that don't change borders. They've always changed throughout the history of mankind, right? You think the United States is going to look the same, 500 years from now? I doubt that. Boy, we went from the Ronnies to politics. Wow.
I just thought I'd bring up something different because.
No worries.
Well, Steve, you don't have a topic today.
I don't have a topic. No, it's bring your own topic. It's totally open house. I'm just a little dejected that my Facebook friends are not seeing my posts because I was kind of hoping some of them would join. People that don't know about the Great Drake community or anything.
Post showed up because we'll see. I replied to it. Heike, she replied to it. And I think
No. My 500 Facebook friends that you guys have no idea who they are. People that I grew up with and shit like that.
Redefine the word friends.
Yeah, a friend, Facebook friend, somebody that I barely remember your name, but I'll like your post. But by the way, I got to turn the AC on real quick, so talk amongst yourself for a second. One second.
Hey, Heretic, have any terrorist groups ever had an actual motivation to anything they've ever done?
I'm sure they've all got
of the Islamic ones, like the Middle Eastern variety. Because I don't think, obviously the IRA obviously had a motivation of what they were doing in Ireland, North Ireland there.
Well, I guess if you're looking at it from an Islamist point of view and you're taking the Quran in exactly the way that it's written, peace will only come to the earth once everybody is a Muslim. And that means everybody. So
there's two ways to do it. You get them to convert or you kill them all.
Yeah, well, the infidel has to either convert or die, right?
Right.
Not too far
well,
off.
they
in the States here. At least they haven't gone, that far yet.
But my belief, my opinion is that the majority of Muslims here in the UK actually prefer it here than they would under an Islamic.
That's why they left. They came to the UK.
Maybe most of the problems seem to be coming from the second and third generations rather than immigrants. So immigration is not actually the issue.
Mm-hmm.
It's the homegrown jihadis.
Yes,
it's the way that
franchise second generation.
Yeah. It's the way that they feel that society is not treating them well. It's the way that they feel that they don't have any opportunities, and you can look at that in a various number of ways. One of which is that their own community keeps them away from everybody else anyway. They're not allowed to have friends from other religions, and they're not allowed to mix with them after school or whatever. And in school, it's 95% Muslim anyway. So it's just a really difficult situation that needs some really, really brainy people, anthropological types who could work out what's the best way of doing this, and then it'll take another 100 years to actually implement whatever it is that they say.
No, maybe I could be wrong. I'm reading too much into the Islam religion. Okay, so they convert the whole world to Islam, right? We're all worshiping the same God and we're following the same book and stuff like that. Well, what's going to happen? I mean, the way I look at it, what's going to happen is they're going to start killing each other off or putting each other in jail because you step out of line a little bit. They have to toe the road.
Well, not even that heavy. It'll be the same thing like you see with a lot of Christian groups. They're not true Christians.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. It won't work.
Oh, I see the Islam things. They fracturing. I mean, they've already fractured. That's why they have so many different, mindsets in Islam, just like Christianity, of course. And why is my camera frozen? How do I fix this?
Oh, no, leave it frozen. Leave it frozen. There's a lot of fracturing within the Sunni community. There's a lot of fracturing within the Shia community. It's a very tribalist society. And there's a lot of arguments and disagreements, and the way that they fix their arguments and disagreements is to fight about it. But you've got the big split, which is Shia and Sunni. Then you've got your Sufis. Then you've got your the ones that begin with A. I can't remember what they're called. It's just there's so many different types. It's no different from Christianity. Yes, you end up killing each other. Their idea of peace being all Muslim is just hogwash, really, because Muslims kill each other more than they kill anybody else.
You know, of all the flack that Christianity and other religions get from atheists, you know, like some people say, well, the world would be better off without any religion at all. And I'm like, no, I can't go along with that. Even though I don't accept any gods as real or accept any religion, if there were no religions at all, if we finally got rid of them all, I don't know. It wouldn't be the same.
Well, I don't know. There's a group going on in Canada
I'm
right now.
I'm looking at it in a positive light. I mean.
Right, but there's that organization or that rally, that Reason rally in Canada. They have Imagine No Religion. I do know some people that are going. I know Holy Kool-Aid is going. I also know that Atheist Woman. I believe she's at it too. Or she's at some convention. She was talking to Richard Dawkins, and she has a picture of him. So I assume that's up in Canada, is it not? If Dawkins is, I mean, he's at the Imagine No Religion convention. So
was that the one in Vancouver?
I think he's the keynote speaker actually this year.
Yeah. So she got a picture with him. She told me on Facebook that she's going to come on here and talk about the whole experience. So probably next weekend, it'll be a show on the Imagine No Religion, and then I'll have Holy Kool-Aid come on, talk about his experience. Atheist Woman come in and talk about hers.
We're just humans, though. If we got rid of religion, somebody would just start making some new ones up. People have to have hope. It's.
You'd wind up with personality cults.
Possibly.
You'd wind up with North Korea.
Mm-hmm. It's another way, yeah. I mean, there's 7 billion of us now. And our morals are subjective on the basis of our communities and societies that we get brought up in. We just build it around some kind of God that said that's the way it should be.
Yeah.
You know, I hold these hangouts on Sunday later on in the day because people had told me that they go to church or whatever in the morning. But I'm finding out the ones I had in the morning get a lot more views. So maybe I'll go back to like 11 o'clock.
Turns out that the churches are displaying your hangouts in lieu of actually giving a reading.
Yeah, there you go. That'd be awesome. You know, then I could really have some really cool hangouts, and they could just be listening to us talk about things, and you know, get some pretty heavy hitters in here and explain to people, you know, some of the problems with I find with theology. I'm not saying theology is wrong, but I mean there are some issues. But let's be realistic. Even though this is an awesome computer, when you're streaming, it still does get a little slow. But I guess that's to be expected, right? Streaming takes a lot of power.
Depends what else it's trying to do at the same time. If you've got your antivirus suddenly doing a check of all of your computer,
no, I disable
it just
that.
slows everything down.
I definitely disable that. No, it's just whenever I'm online, it's a little bit slower, but still faster than my other thing by far. The other one I couldn't even get 3 tabs open. I mean, literally, if I did anything while I'm streaming, it's going to crash the whole system. So, yeah.
Is it just your computer that's a little bit slower when you're online, Steve?
No, it's like, you know, me. It's actually I'm slow, and then the computer just picks up on that. You know. Did my camera start working yet? Oh well.
No.
I don't care. We'll leave it frozen.
Close some of the porn tabs. That might help.
No, I think that actually adds to the speed, doesn't it? Because they want things to be. I mean, if not, you get the slow motion thing, like it sounds weird. So they want it to be streamlined.
Yeah.
Go ahead and
Yeah,
continue.
someone mentioned Fabio a while ago, and I'm like, I haven't seen Fabio in a while. But one thing I miss about Fabio is he won't say anything for a long time during the discussion. And it's going back and forth and get real heated. And all of a sudden, out of where you hear, oh, for fuck's sake. And then he tells everybody what it's really about. And I'm waiting for Sokka to do that because Sokka's been very quiet. So,
Now, what I do with Fabio is I routinely ask, I always pretend that he's French because I know that pisses him off.
So, you see, Doctor, the way it really is, it's not the difference between the French and the Italian. It's all in how you drink the wine.
ooh, bad echo, bad echo.
Yeah, it's probably me. I unmuted.
Yeah.
So the question over what motivates that's an interesting question that you guys put out there, and I mean I think you guys kind of hit all the main points, but saying what it could be, but really I mean it's a combination of everything. There's a lot of ideological reasons. There's political reasons. There's economic and social reasons as well that leads to it. Really, when it comes down to what motivates somebody to actually commit an act of violence, especially homegrown terrorism, it's going to come down to what their own personal motivations are at that point in time. Jihadists, they have, the Islamic faith, which allows for a lot of room of interpretation in how they kind of approach these things. Is that so? There are sects of the Islam that are very literal when it comes to the acts that they're allowed to do to commit to in the name of Islam. In some cases, you'll have people that are not that will get their own motivation. Okay, well, let's leave the motivations off to the side for a second. But they will adopt that ideology. Maybe they have a renewed sense of faith, and they've realized that there's nothing they can do in their life ever to get to the goal where they're going to achieve the status that they need to. So terrorism becomes kind of like a get out of jail free card, because you could have lived a shitty life as a Muslim up to that point in time, but now you're guaranteed paradise, not just paradise, but a really good version of paradise for being a jihadi. But what motivates people up to this point beyond just the adherence to the Islamic faith is a lot of political motivations as well, especially overseas. So you take a look at the terrorism actually happens in Middle Eastern countries, and like Eric pointed out, the for Islamic terrorism in the world are other Muslims. This becomes kind of like a political ideology at that point in time, over asserting power and dominance over territories and regions within the Middle East, as well as challenging people that they view as sympathizing towards the West. Because I mean, the West is always a good scapegoat. We take a look at the economic conditions or the political climate within Middle Eastern countries. Most people can point to numerous parts where Western interference, whether within different Muslim nations that they're allied with, like Saudi Arabia or whatever, have not benefited the entire region as a whole. So people that get left out of this, or people that feel like the Western influence is somehow kind of impeded on the progress of the Muslim world in those ways, hold a very kind of anti-Western attitude. Now, it's not to say that all Islamic terrorism is political motivation. I mean, there is a huge factor for religious motivation to this at all within the ideology. But I think that the religion is what motivates somebody to strap on the vest. But it doesn't motivate them in the sense that builds up the anger that people have.
Okay,
so it becomes the scapegoat.
But that's just that's just Sokka. That's just an outlet for their anger. I get that, but they still, I would think, has to have something that they're trying to do to change conditions, and that's what I'm lacking. I can't figure out what they think is going to change. If anything, they make matters worse. So I mean, it just seems counterintuitive to do things like that. But I'm rational.
Well,
they're not. So.
How do you think it makes it worse?
Well, I mean, if you're part of an organization that advocates, running into people with trucks and blowing up buildings, then most of the population are probably going to find that to be detestable. doesn't help your cause.
Where,
I'm
I
not
mean,
sure.
do you think that they're trying to gain sympathy?
I have no idea. That's the whole point.
I have no idea. That's the whole point. I don't know what.
Because they're not. They're not trying. Terrorists are doing exactly what terrorists do, and that's to incite fear. And they don't care that that they're inciting fear at this entire group there, because they get to hide behind Western policies towards these groups. So for example, like within like the U.S. or Canada or the U.K. or anything out there, is that these countries, even if they might have a conservative government in place, are all very liberal minded. Freedom to religion, freedom of speech. These become the venues that these people get to hide behind and exploit in order to commit these acts within those countries. And you take a look at something like the Manchester bombing, which was only a couple of weeks ago, and how quickly people came up to defend these actions.
How
what
would be the defense? What would be the defense?
What would be the defense?
What would be the defense?
What would be the defense? What would be the defense of these actions?
Not all Islam. Yeah, that's what you get all the time. Is that you get these people that because a lot of times people automatically will point to this, and they'll instead of actually now taking a look at the political or the motivations that might be going into something like this, they take a look at it as an ideology. But that gets shot down right away because they come up with this whole not all Muslims thing, and so it becomes the true reasons never really addressed. The true motivation behind these attacks is rarely there.
Well,
I mean, we know what the
point.
outlet is. The outlet is through is Islamic extremism, but the motivations that lead them up to that point is completely different.
I think there's another aspect to what you just said, and it really did strike a chord with the political aspect in terms of a motivation. If you look at how the Islamic State and what caused it, and what is it that makes so many people hate so much that they are prepared to die for it? And it is Western countries going into, invading, using their words, and bombing their people. So it is of benefit to them in the grand scheme of things, as they see it, that if they can cause a Western government to go in and bomb Muslims in their own country, it will make many more people move and turn to their side. Their side being hate and wanting to actually bring about this war, whatever war it is, for the political purposes of expanding extreme fundamentalist Islam.
Yeah, and I think that the thing that to remember to kind of be careful with this as well is that it's not necessarily saying that Western action has directly influenced this. Is a sense that America, for example, would be the aggressor in this case. It's farther. It's larger than that. Is that when you have cooperation between Western countries and more liberal Muslim nations in the Middle East, it throws off a balance for the Islamic countries that want to assert this power over their people. They gain nothing from being good business partners with the West, and so the more friendly the other countries get with the West inside that region, the less power that these extreme political ideologies have over their people. And that motivates some of the actions as well. So so they go out and they commit to whatever acts of terrorism out there, and they force the hand for retaliation. You're right. That's exactly what they want, because the retaliation, all it does is motivate more people to get on their side because it paints them in a bad picture. Now, I mean, that's not to say that the approach could have been done better. I don't know. I'm not making any commentary on Western influence in that region or anything like that. But there's so many other factors that come into play. Now, it's really easy to say that the problem with the Islamic terrorism is Islam. You know, and I mean that's not a. I'm not saying that that's out of bounds insane. It's like I said, the reason why you can motivate these people to do these things is through the face of Islam, through the interpretations that these groups have brought out of this stuff. It's you got to be naive to think that's the only reason. Yeah, there is a lot more underlying reasons than that. Now, does that mean that Islam by itself, that you can say that not you can actually use the defense not all Muslims? Is that the way that I'm going on this? And no, you take away that shield, and they lose power in being able to use that as a motivation to convince young people to do things like this or whatever extremists.
Can't really disagree with any of that, Soccer. And I think it pretty much fits in with the way that I look at it. There's just a hell of a lot of things that are going on there. We don't know what they are. All that we know is what we hear over the airwaves and the internet forums and whatever that gives us the ideas. And I don't think I would ever claim to know what the actual motivations are, other than, as you've said, it's a bloody hell of a lot of them, all mixed up, and they will make their own judgments and make their own choices on it. We've just got to be in a position to counter whatever it is that they do.
Well, they definitely need more counters. They definitely need more ideas of how to prevent these things, and I don't know, nip things in the bud. But unfortunately, I mean, if the immigration is causing this to happen, then there needs to be immigration reform in Britain, don't you think, of some kind?
You've gone back to immigration again. I tried to explain it. It's not necessarily immigration. The people who immigrated, who migrated in, are generally from.
It's the second and third generations who are the issue.
Yeah.
Right. No, I understand. It's not the first generation.
However, I would say that there has been this massive increase throughout Europe of attacks, and some of those, I don't know how many of them, I don't know what proportion of them, have been caused by recent immigrants who have come in from Syria or Iraq or wherever as part of that move. So it could well be part of it, but
why don't they do things
we do have a load of homegrown stuff.
Sure. Now, don't they believe that even after death, if they're like exposed to pork, then they're kind of like screwed? I mean, I've heard that they use pork to try to an interrogation technique, something like that, and the threat of being buried with pork. I don't know if that's true. Somebody said it to me a long time ago, and I don't know if that's true or not. But do Muslims have that fear of pork to that degree?
There's a story there's a story a while back that the British were able to quell a Islamic uprising on one of their territories because they dipped all their bullets in pig's blood. Whether that would actually play out now in modern times, I don't know.
You don't think they would be that? You don't think they would be? Because I mean, it's obviously got to be some kind of punishment.
Yeah. But the other thing is that, like I said, is that when you talk about when you try to first off bring up the issue that there are other political or economic or social reasons why Muslims might be angry. People feel like that's some type of way to take it off of the religious factor of it. But I don't think that's necessarily true. Is that the moderate Muslims, in quotations, whatever, like I said, they provide the shelter and the blanket for people to hide behind these ideologies. The pressure needs to be put on to these the moderate Muslims to essentially police their own. Take care of that. Their own side. If the majority, if the argument is that the majority of the Muslims in the world are moderate, then those are the people that need to take care of the extremists. And they have to kill that ideology because, unfortunately, it doesn't matter whether or not that you're a peaceful majority. If you don't do anything, you're useless still. In which case they'll get caught. They'll just be stuck in the caught fire of what happens when people go after the extreme ideology.
Well, that's the problem with anybody that's moderate in any society. People who are moderate are not the ones that are going to take up arms. It's not until they're really pissed off and they are no longer moderate. They are absolutely against something, and they are prepared to die for that. That the moderates, for want of a better word, would take over. What's really interesting, having spoken to what some people call a moderate imam here in the UK, I know him to be much more fundamentalist than that. He is an imam after all. Is that these people who are moderates actually do follow the Quran, and the Quran says that peace will come when the whole world is Muslim. So they don't really care how it happens. That's what they would like. So the moderates are not going to go against in 100%. They're not going to go against whatever happens to advance their cause. In a lot of cases, and there have been a lot of condemnations by all of the Muslim organisations here in the UK of what's been going on, and in some cases you could possibly take some of that with a pinch of salt, because if there was an Islamic society, an Islamic UK, they would live within it quite happily.
Hey,
it's the rest of us that wouldn't be very happy.
Hey, Ricky. Nice kitty.
There we go. Mic check 1 2. Are we working?
We working.
Are we in here?
We is in here.
What's going on?
Yeah.
I wanted to jump in and just say, I think that we're missing a lot. I'll be the douchebag and say it, but hey, Islam is a big problem right now. You know what I mean?
I agree. I've never said otherwise. No, I totally agree that I think there's a problem. That doesn't make us no, it doesn't make us homophobic. It doesn't make us Islamic phobic to say that.
I just want to ask y'all this: why are liberals sticking up for these people so much? Like they're like, just if they kill us, just accept it because you know what? That's what they believe. And I'm like, what makes a person believe that this is okay? Like the London mayor today saying that don't be alarmed about this attack. Can someone tell me why, you'd be so radical to think your own people dying is like part of everyday life?
No, I think there's cause to be concerned. Absolutely. But again, people take that and they run with it saying that, well, if you think there's a cause to be concerned with Islam, then you're automatically Islamic phobic. And that's not how it works. Your kitty's so cute though, dude. Look at that adorable little face.
That is a sexy cat,
That is a sexy cat.
But yeah, I'm not
attracted to it that way, but hey, I don't judge.
Hey, you feel